So all the focus has been on football in Germany over the last few weeks, and as much as I'm enjoying Euro 2024, maybe not so much when England are playing, I am buzzing for the start of the Bundesliga season. The Bundesliga, yesterday as of filming this, have released the 24-25 fixtures, and some of those are looking tasty. And we will be there for Spieltag 1, I think that's how you say it. Game week 1, we'll be going, I'm not sure where as of yet, get your suggestions in the comments below. I think it's going to more depend on where I can get tickets, but we will be there, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on that video. But today, I'm here to list 5 reasons why I feel, and I'm sure you'll probably agree with most of them, the Bundesliga is better than the Premier League. Now don't get me wrong, the Premier League is a global super league. It's where all the money's at, it's where the sponsors are, and it's where a lot of the big name players are playing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on the Premier League, I'm English, and obviously I love English football, but I think a lot of us agreed at the end of last season that the Premier League is moving in a direction that's making me feel a little bit uncomfortable. I do feel like it's losing its edge, and I know some of that will come with Man City's domination. Obviously, in October, they've got their 115 charges outcome, which we know isn't going to come in October. They're going to appeal it, and it's going to drag on and on and on. But all that aside, there's simple things I've got on my list. I've made a list right here. So let's crack on, ladies and gents. Number 1, it's an obvious one, and I'm sure you're going to expect me to mention this as the first one. That's drinking inside of stadiums. Now, obviously, ladies and gents, disclaimer, drink responsibly. But I do feel like people drink more responsibly when there's not that pressure to drink before going into the ground. Obviously, in England, we can drink in the area outside, what do they call it? Concourse area, I think that's what they call it. People rush there 10 minutes before the halftime whistle just to get to the bar. I think it not only is annoying because we love to chill out, let our hair down and watch the game with a drink, but I feel like it actually encourages you to down your drinks. I found that when I drink at halftime or just before kickoff, I'm downing them because I know I'm not going to be able to drink during the game. Of course, you can take in light beverages like Coke and stuff, but I think if they're trying to cut down on people getting drunk whilst watching football, I actually feel like it has the opposite effect. Yeah, because there's a race against time to drink, whereas the Germans can sit back, they can relax, they can watch their favourite club whilst enjoying their favourite beverage. It's a simple thing, but I definitely think it's a big thing, because let's be honest, football is an escape. We go to football to relax, let our hair down, it's entertainment, we escape from the worries of everyday life. And when you've had a drink, you definitely do relax a little bit. So, and obviously I've put drinking inside stadiums and smoking. Now, I don't condone smoking. I'm not a smoker. I think people should be free to do whatever they want to do. But I must admit, when I watched Alemannia Aachen last season, everyone around me, literally everyone, was smoking, not just the odd cigarette during the game, one after the other. And I find that a lot of younger Germans smoke. I feel like the culture of smoking, obviously we can't smoke in public places, it's banned. It's been banned for like, what, 15 years here in Britain. I do feel like a ban on smoking in stadiums wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but don't hate me, Germans, I'm only merely suggesting. By the way, you might have spotted some stuff in my little man cave area from our last trip to Germany. Obviously we've got some Dortmund shirts over here, we've got a Leverkusen hat, and of course a club I've got a massive soft spot for, VfL Bochum. Now we'll get on to a Bochum related point I've made on the list, but we've also got Schalke over here, arch rivals of course to Borussia Dortmund. Now the Zweite Bundesliga does actually start, I think it's a few weeks earlier, is it like around the 9th of August, something like that. So yeah, the Zweite Bundesliga is looking really tasty as well, some big clubs, huge clubs in Germany's second division. Now number 2 on the list, I've got fan atmosphere inside the stadiums. Now it's a big topic of discussion in England. Has the success of the Premier League, the globalisation of the Premier League, has that as a result affected the atmosphere in the Premier League? And I think a lot of us would agree it has. Oh, I don't want to sound hypocritical, because when YouTubers, vloggers, content creators are rocking up at grounds, obviously a lot of people don't like the fact that a ticket is taken away from a fan of the club, and I fully get that, partly why I'm moving a little bit away from matchday vlogs. But it's not just us YouTubers, let's be honest. People travelling overseas maybe aren't quite as hardcore a lot of the time. You've got a lot of day trippers, people that go to watch Premier League games, not because they're die-hard fans of any of the clubs, but more as something to do and just to be a part of the Premier League. And now, I'm not begrudging that, because we've met a lot of people from overseas. It's great to meet people from all walks of life, and I'm not knocking that at all, but we'd be lying if we said the Premier League atmosphere has got somewhat worse over the years, whereas in Germany, the fans are so involved with the clubs. If they don't like something, the fans will let it be known. And I just love the constant atmosphere in Germany. It is weird when you first go, because we don't have the ultras in England, maybe to an extent, maybe Ipswich or Crystal Palace, but I think that's partly down to the younger fans watching overseas fans maybe during lockdown and trying to bring that ultras culture here to England. The ultras culture is a little bit weird when you first go and watch German football, because we're just not used to it. We've got the hardcore ends like the Kop, the Stretford end, the Holt end at Villa Park and so on, but with the ultras, obviously they're bouncing up and down, banging away at drums, flying flags, setting off flares. It's crazy. It's a visual spectacle, and it's great for us YouTubers. It looks great on camera, but in terms of atmosphere, the Bundesliga, for me, far superior. Surely we agree on that. So obviously number 2 leads into number 3, fan involvement. Everyone knows about the 50+1 rule. Fans are very much in control of what goes on at German clubs in the Bundesliga and so on. Recently, Borussia Dortmund had a new sponsor. I think it had some ties to do with maybe the war in Ukraine. I can't remember exactly what it was, but fans let their voices be heard. Fans were not happy, and they don't just let things lie. I mean, we have protests in England. Obviously, United do the anti-Glazer stuff, but I never feel like they get anywhere. I never feel like people in England can congregate, unite, and actually make change, whereas in Germany, they seem to do so. I've seen games get called off because fans weren't happy about something. They protest properly. Fan involvement. I feel like not just that though. I don't feel like it's a one-way street. I feel like clubs are more open to fan involvement as well. Whereas I think clubs or owners of Premier League clubs, it's their way and their way only. Number 4, probably the most important of all of them. I've got pricing. Not only are tickets to watch your favourite Bundesliga club or Zweite Bundesliga club, not only are the tickets cheaper, but also everything inside the ground. We mentioned drinking earlier. Now, when I went down to London, I know it wasn't at the stadium, the ground, it wasn't at Wembley per se, but around the pubs before, I was with the Dortmund fans prior to the game versus Real Madrid. I literally had half a pint of beer. Cost me 10 Great British pounds. That's like €12 or something for half a pint. That is scandalous. That would never happen in Germany. When I went to watch VfL Bochum versus Hoffenheim, I think I paid for a pint of German beer. It was like €3. It was something really, really cheap. Food as well, cheap as well. Kits maybe not too different compared to some of the prices over here. Probably quite expensive universally. The fans said to me, the Dortmund fans said to me in the pub, we would not stand for this. It just shows again the fan involvement, the power of the fan over in Germany. Imagine charging 10 to €12 for half a pint of beer in Germany. It would never bloody happen. Now the 5th one I've put on the list is probably a bit controversial because a lot of people will disagree that my 5th point is a reason why Bundesliga is better, because I think this was something that happened in English football back in the day, but I've got the relegation/promotion playoff. Now, for those of you that saw the Bochum versus Fortuna Düsseldorf 2-legged affair, it was rather eventful. I think Bochum were 3-0 down, weren't they, at home versus Fortuna Düsseldorf, but then away they pulled it back to 3-3. And then I've completely forgotten off the top of my head. They ended up winning and Bochum ended up staying in the Bundesliga. Basically, the 3rd from bottom place team in the Bundesliga will play the 3rd from top team in the Zweite Bundesliga. They will meet and they will go head to head in a 2-legged game. And obviously the winner would end up in the main Bundesliga, which sounds good on paper. I get it, but a lot of the time the Bundesliga club will beat the Zweite Bundesliga clubs. It's not often it does go the other way. And the fact that we all love the promotion playoffs, the EFL Championship promotion playoffs. So in hindsight, maybe it's not such a good thing, but it's quirky, it's different, and I really enjoyed it. Obviously having a soft spot for Bochum, I love that game, and that little great escape they did in that playoff was really good. But again, welcome to disagree in the comments below. Ladies and gents, let me know what you think. Do you think Premier League is far superior than Bundesliga. Are you too getting a bit of a thing for Bundesliga football, for German football, like I am? And by the way, the channel will be in Germany a lot for the 24-25 season. And we're going to be there, as I said, for game week 1. And also, I just want to say as well that we've got a new schedule here on Rise Football Paradise. Mondays and Tuesdays, we'll be filming videos like this here at Football Paradise HQ. Wednesdays, I'm going out and filming on location, and those videos are going to be uploaded Thursdays and Fridays. And I know what you're thinking, it's a Friday and you're not out on location. Well, if you did see the Bristol City video, I said I'm off to my next location. I went to Bristol Rovers, but I was feeling absolutely dog rough. I was feeling horrendous and it was peeing down with rain. But rather than make a half-assed video when I'm not feeling great, I have been in touch with Bristol Rovers for a couple of months, but they've got a new social media guy or whatever, so I want to do the video justice, and rather than just rock up and walk around the outside and do a generic video, I want to get access into the changing rooms and so on. So I want to make a better video, hence why I'm here making a last minute video. But this Wednesday I'm going to be back in London. I've got a really fun, well, I feel like it's going to be a really fun video. I can't say too much because I'll give it away, but if you've got a suggestion for the second video we're going to film in London, I'm going to be fairly close to Wembley, so get your suggestions in the comments below. I know we've got a number of clubs we could cover down in London, some smaller clubs and stuff. I'm loving making content for you guys. I hope you're enjoying it too, so hit that like button and I'll see you hopefully soon, probably Monday.